views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those at WPSL, but we're the ones that encourage you to like and share them on social media and your friends. It's time for the Sue Ellen Sanders Show with a full house. Sue Ellen Sanders is on.
Welcome to it's the Sue Ellen Sanders Show. And we're so excited because this is one of the last Zoom shows we're going to be doing before we go back to the studio. I feel like it's back to the future. I'm so excited to be back. And I know Cliff is excited to have me back, right? Yeah, a little bit.
Of course.
I'm also, these days I get excited about little things, so I can't help it. And there's a big thing that's coming up around the corner that I have a friend of mine and a co-worker of mine that is, do we call you a co-worker, Taylor? Taylor Hacker is actually, what's your title with Sailfish?
I'm the director of retail operations for Sailfish Brewing Company.
Yeah. Oh, retail operations now. That sounds good. And then we also have with us Burl. Burl, what's your last name? Did I know that?
I don't know that you did, but it is Muse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think Taylor may have told me that. You have a very creative name. Is that like your born name?
Yes, it is.
Wow. Your parents were having a good time. That is a great name.
Thanks.
So I'm moving on from there. It's hard to skip. So Burl is actually the owner of Notions and Potions.
There you go.
And she's also the queen of the Downtown Business Alliance.
Oh my goodness. I don't know about all that.
So we're here to talk about some of the stuff that's going on in downtown Fort Pierce because the season has officially started and there's a lot of fun things going on. And, when you go downtown, just about any day now, you've got to drive around a bit to get a parking space unless you go over to one of the two big parking garages that there's unlimited parking space at. But that's
free parking garages.
Yes, the parking garages. But that's a really good sign for downtown that the street parking is always full, isn't it?
Absolutely. We love seeing people down there shopping, spending time down there, eating at the restaurants, and enjoying the atmosphere and what we have going on in that area.
Yeah, and we're actually getting to the time of year where it's quite pleasant to be outside too. And lucky for us, there's been all this outside seating that was set up during the pandemic when we could only be outside. Now you'll be able to take advantage of the little, do they call them streetlets? What do they call them?
The parklets,
streetlets. I'll reach for something and I'll get close, but not quite there. But Taylor's been around me enough where she can kind of translate. In my family, they call it translating Sue Ellen.
Start deciphering there. Yeah, we really hope to be able to utilize the parklets through season. And I know Burl can speak more on the parklet program, but it's been great for Sailfish personally to have that outdoor area that opened everything up. And as the weather gets nice, I know we really hope to be able to utilize it again.
Yeah. So before we move on to the other fun things that are happening downtown, let's kick it off with an event that's very, very close to my heart, and that's the Sailfish Beer Mile that is coming up on November 7th. It's a Sunday this year. So Taylor and I hatched this plot to make it on Sunday, and it's actually the day after, or the day of daylight savings time changes at like 2 a.m. and then at 4:30 p.m., not 4:30 a.m. Do not show up at 4:30 a.m. 4:30 p.m. We're going to start the waves of Sailfish Beer Mile runners, and they'll take place, and it'll get dark early, and that's why we're getting everybody out on the street. But I'm so excited about a Sunday race. It's going to be so much fun.
Absolutely. The Sailfish Beer Mile this year is going to be incredible. I think the weather is going to be beautiful for it. And I'm really looking forward to it taking place on a Sunday as well, and a little change up from everyone's normal routine and schedule.
And if you're listening to this and you say, what is the Sailfish Beer Mile? I've never heard of it. Well, it's 4 beers and 1 mile that you either walk or run or saunter or jog or push a baby stroller. But instead of having a water stop, there are beer stops.
That's right.
And Sailfish has been from the very beginning our wonderful partner with the Beer Mile, and it starts and ends outside the brewery. And so Burl, some of the stores and restaurants are open on Sunday, and maybe a few extras might stay open for the event. I don't know. We've never had it on a Sunday before.
That is a possibility. I can work on that. I can tell you, it is a little tough to get sometimes people to open on Sundays because we're small and we're kind of a one-man show. So, and we're open 6 days a week already.
Well, so I have a better idea. So why don't you just come to the Beer Mile
and run, Burl? Come on.
Celebrate your day off by helping us raise money this year. The money raised is for Big Brothers, Big Sisters, for their literacy programs. And we're really excited about that too. Each year, there's a different nonprofit association that the money raised goes to, but it usually surrounds literacy and children or both. And it's really
is very passionate about.
I am extremely passionate about. And what better way to raise money than by combining 2 of my other passions, and that's drinking craft beer and running and being outside. And if you had told me, Taylor, when I was in college that I would be a big fan of drinking craft beer, I would have told you were crazy. But I've kind of been a part of the people that have transitioned from not being beer drinkers to learning. And then when craft beer first started out, of course, Sailfish Brewing Company was the first brewery on the Treasure Coast. When they first started out, there was a lot of beery tasting beer.
There is still some very beery tasting beer out there, Sue Ellen. You just have found the other tasting beer.
Yes. So there's like a flavor or a aroma. What's it called with beer?
There's a flavor for everybody.
Yes. Is it
Absolutely.
Flavor? For everybody. So one year when we had the Sailfish Beer Mile, I remember the beer that was the free beer that we were handing out at the beer stops it was something a little bit different, and people were taken aback, you might say. But what are we going to use this year? What beer are we going to use this year?
We're going to be using Sailfish Lager this year. So it'll be an easy drinking, light German style lager. That is great for a hot day after you've mowed the lawn, or after you've run a mile through downtown Fort Pierce,
or while you're running a mile,
or while you're running. Yes, that's correct. We're training for the while you're running part right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I doubt I can run, but I will support any way that I can.
Well, Beryl, I'm glad you brought that up because there are a lot of people. One of the reasons this event is popular is because there's a lot of people who don't see themselves as a runner, but they see themselves as a beer drinker, or
Correct.
they like to support charity. Because there's really also a root beer option if you don't want to drink beer. And I do know, yes, then there's several regulars I know that bring flasks of, I think it's water, right? The flasks. that
Absolutely.
they-
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different options, and it's not a drunken brawl in the streets where people are running, and except for the year it rained and Taylor gave everybody extra beer while we were waiting for the thunder and lightning to start.
I
We were
remember
using
that.
the beer bong back then.
My girlfriend was there in her tutus. They had the whole crew was in their tutus, dripping wet.
2018, it was a good year.
Yeah, it was.
It was a great year. There have been some wonderful pictures, and I was thinking about the year that it rained, and this was back when we had it in June, which was not so long ago, actually. But I was looking at old pictures, and some of those pictures of everybody running in the rain were so much fun. But when Taylor and I first got the idea, probably over a beer, to move it to November and move it to a Sunday, we were thinking that the weather would be just fine. It would be a lot of fun. So anyhow, so people can still sign up. If you're listening to this show now, you can still sign up right until midnight on November 6th, which is Saturday night, and they can sign up online at Run Sign Up. And then the day of the race on that Sunday, they can still come to the brewery anytime after 2:30 and do a race day registration. But this year, there's a lot of fun things that we're doing to kind of made it even better. Like, for example, every year we've had the top 5 men and the top 5 women who get awarded, and the top fastest team and the biggest team, they get team awards that are beer certificates. So, but this year, by a lot of people asking about them, we're going to have age group awards for both men and women in 10-year age groups, and they're going to get mugs. Beer mugs, or you could use them for coffee if you wanted. And then Taylor, did I show you these yet? Remember I was telling you these are the cooler bags that the top 5 of male and female are going to get. And Taylor says she's going to fill them with beer.
Better believe
How
it.
awesome.
Yeah, so
Girl's coming for a bag.
I am.
yeah.
You just got to be a top 5 finisher.
I don't know. You might need to put a candle in there.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I love it. I love it. So anyhow, it's a really awesome event, raises money for charity. And it's something that is a lot of fun to do too. So everybody gets together. I hate to keep referencing the year that the year of the rain, but that year, some of the people just registered and never actually left the bar to run. So it's really good time for all of them too. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I remember. But you get a t-shirt, you get a souvenir medal. Everybody does, and everybody gets a goodie bag. It's sponsored by Fleet Feet and also by our friends Monique and Scotty Bruin at Loudon Pools. They sponsor every year, and they also send their team, the Treasure Coast Crusaders. Hugh, Hard Exercise Works, and Orange Theory both have a big team this year. So people can still sign up. You don't have to sign up as a team. You can just sign up as an individual too, but you can sign, and there's some really creative teams. And Burl, you were talking about your friends with the tutus. So
Yeah.
there's also a costume contest. So, the team that's the best dressed also could win a costume. So, Taylor, what else do you have to add to it? I'm sure you have
you were like, kind of like lottie-dottie about it, but I just want to point out, this might be a fun run, but this is a time to race, folks. We're here to move. And this year added to it, the Sailfish employees have really been working out hard, and we've been running together. We just started a Sailfish Bureau Run Club on Tuesdays.
I saw that.
It's a great runner, first time. But we're going to be wearing flag football belts. Every Sailfish employee that's running will be in different heats, and we're inviting people to catch a sailfish, grab a belt, bring it back to the tap room, and redeem it for a free beer.
Wait, did you grab the person themselves?
The flag football belt. Rip that belt off of them. Take that belt to the tap room.
Okay, and they get free beer for it.
They're getting a free pint. Absolutely. Trade that belt to the bartender.
Wow. So not only are you going to be running the race, you're going to be guarding your belt.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
That is so cool. So each year we add something a little bit more to it. And, the bottom line is that we end up raising money for charity, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
We have a lot of fun doing it.
And how grateful I am as the person who began the race for running charities of the Treasure Coast, that Taylor and the gang at Sailfish Brewing Company have every year. The first year I called up and I said, can we call the race the Sailfish Beer Mile? And they said, sure, yeah, absolutely.
You are definitely the guiding force behind it. So thank you, Sue Ellen. You are amazing. You are the Sailfish Beer Mile.
Thank you. But sometimes I feel like it's the only thing you're doing. And so I'm like really pushy, and I'm going, why are you not promoting the beer mile? Why is there not a poster up for the beer mile? But quite honestly, if I've got to be upfront about it, Sailfish Brewing Company has something every weekend, if not more frequently. And you just got through Oktoberfest.
We did. We just got through Oktoberfest.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
It was
and
really
you
great.
survived.
We did.
You survived. And now you mentioned in passing Sailfish Brewing Company in Vero. That just opened. How long ago did that open?
We opened the new location on September 1st.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're a month, a little bit over, almost 2 months now at this point.
So you ready for the next one?
Oh, no.
The next
Man,
location?
that's a loaded question, Sue Ellen. My eyes are always open. How about I say it like that?
Well, and although Taylor is one of the public faces of the Sailfish Brewing Company, we also have to thank David Boucher, who, he's like one of the pourers. He gets out there and he pours beer at the stops. So it's really a
great team that works really hard to get this done, and there's a lot of volunteers that come on that day and are pouring beer in the rain usually.
Yeah, no rain this year. No
rain this year.
Yes, yeah. I think we're even, knock on wood, out of hurricane season, so we'll see.
If anyone's interested in volunteering, they can always reach out to the Sailfish Brewing Company Facebook page, send us a message, because we're always looking for people to pour beer and hang out with us while we drink beer.
Absolutely. So, and there's already, Oktoberfest already happened. So things have already kicked off in downtown Fort Pierce. There's something every weekend. There's also some day activities. If you're ever just looking for a place to chill during the day, Sailfish is open for lunch too, as well as the other restaurants that are in downtown Fort Pierce. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other special events, because Burl,
Yes.
like Earl, is
Like
waiting
Milton Berle.
patiently, yes, to
Like Milton Berle.
Okay, you like that better than Earl?
No, no, it's just an easy way to remember it, but not a lot of people remember Milton Berle.
I was going to say, you are really dating yourself
I
there.
know.
Lucie, because you say to anybody who's like 55 and under, Milton Berle, they'll just go like, who?
No
Yeah,
clue.
yeah,
Sorry.
that's true.
Sorry, you have to find a more recent reference now.
There is none.
Oh, yeah. Well,
There's-
soon there'll be other little kids named Burl, and they'll say, like, the Burl, like the Burl who owns Notion Symposium.
yes, that's what we're striving for.
Yeah. So what is going on in downtown Fort Pierce, and why are you excited about it?
Oh my goodness, there is so much going on. So we have our Halloween trick or treat for all the kids. Obviously that's on Halloween, Sunday the 31st from 4 to 6. All the businesses get together and give back to the community and give candy and make sure that the kids have a safe place to go trick or treating. We all dress up, hand out candy. It's quite an event.
So is it good candy, or is it just all those
I
hard
only get
candy?
good candy. We just
Only good candy.
Yeah, only good candy.
Okay.
We just picked a whole bunch up, like, and we have to analyze it to decide if it's enough candy, because I mean, we can't run out. It's embarrassing. We don't run
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is the first year that I really shopped for candy logically, and I only bought my favorite candy.
Yes. Yes.
Because you never know from time to time, when you're going to end up with it left, and there's nothing worse than being left with the
There's not going to be any left, but I want to eat it as I'm going. So I
Yeah.
make
Yeah,
sure
that's
good
rough too.
stuff. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rough too.
So Halloween,
Yep.
now this show runs on Saturday and Sunday in the morning. So as people are listening to it, it's an evening thing. What time did you say trick or treating was going to begin on Sunday?
So it goes from 4 to 6. We have one-way walking traffic. However, you can start anywhere. It goes from Orange Avenue, down 2nd Street, down to the Marina, up Avenue A, back down 2nd Street, back up Orange. So we have actually 39 participating businesses giving out candy this year.
And you're going to be all spread out. So it's
Yes.
nice that, no matter how big a crowd you got. A lot of people just aren't comfortable with sending kids trick-or-treating in their neighborhood or around the block anymore. And this is really a great opportunity to come. And 39 is all in that area. When my kids were little, if they went to 39 houses, they were golden.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's our way of giving back to the community, making sure the kids have a safe place. Actually, Taylor, this was her gig. This was her vision, right, Taylor?
Oh, you've done a great job taking over it. You really have.
Well, thank you.
It takes a village.
It does.
So
does
that's
it not?
lovely that you're thinking of candy and I'm thinking of beer.
Yeah.
The
We all
world
have
is
our
ending.
priorities.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, don't be fooled. I'm thinking of beer too.
Okay. And Burl, you're also.
Oh, I'm
Go
so sorry. Go ahead. I was going to bring up small business Saturday,
Yes.
which is Burl is the champion of, huge in downtown Fort Pierce. And this is our third year, Burl.
I believe it's our fourth
Ooh, go for it.
annual.
Yeah. Last year, nobody counted it. It's like the whole year.
I don't know. We gave away $1,500 in a shopping spree. There was a ton of people down here last year.
Somebody can. I came last year. I like to come for the Christmas decorations, and I don't mean the ones that are up. I mean the ones that I can buy, because it's nice shopping local, but it's also nice bringing local home with you and hanging it on your tree.
Yes, it is.
So, Small Business Saturday, when is that?
So that actually is always the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So I believe it's the 27th. It runs from 10 to 6 p.m. we give away a downtown shopping spree. So last year we gave away over $1,500. It's winner takes all. You pick up a passport at Chic and Sure Things, and it literally is, you get 10 places marked off on the passport. You bring it back to me before 6 p.m. and I will give you one ticket to enter to win, and winner takes all. We do it Facebook Live on Notions and Potions to announce the winner at 6:30.
And I didn't win last year, obviously.
I know, I'm sorry I
okay.
didn't call you.
I didn't either.
But I did actually win because I got Christmas decorations both at Notions and Potions, and then also the place that's across from Taco Dive. I always forget the name.
Chic and Shore.
Yeah,
Chic and
Chic
Shore,
and
Yeah,
Shore,
that's Becky's place. And I mean, her home decorations and the art that she has in there, to just be able to decorate your home are so exquisite. But on the holidays, oh my gosh, it's a fairyland.
So she actually has an open house on November 13th where she actually shuts her shop down, puts paper up in the windows, and transforms it into a Christmas shop.
Really? I didn't know that. Is this the first time, or did I just miss it?
No, this is her 8th annual.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Okay. And in between Chic and Shore, Chic and Shore,
Chic and Shore.
Chic.
Mhm.
And Notions and Potions, there's a lot of other stores that will be open and have specials, and with the parklets, a lot of times the stuff that you have is kind of out in front of the store as well, welcoming people into the store. So if you're someone who's still a little nervous about going into a small store, there'll be stuff like on the outskirts of the stores for you to look at too. What are some of the other stores that are part of Small Business Saturday?
So we have, right now I have 35 participating businesses, and I'm still working on getting more. There's so many. We have World Ink Gallery, 2nd Street Art, Cheney's House of Flowers. We have a couple new boutiques downtown, JoJo and Co, Loop De Loop, and Honey and Co at the Fort. We have some new little cafes, Havana George, which is amazing. We have the Traders Market as well. And then we have our, we have Varsity Sports Shop, and what else we got? There's so many, like there's a lot more than you realize.
Well,
if you come down for, I'm sorry.
On. Good. Good. I don't want to be Zoom anymore.
It's okay. If you come down for Shop Small Saturday, you'll get a passport, and people really enjoy coming downtown and getting that passport just because they didn't realize how many places were really down here that were amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And there are a lot of new places. And then the Art Alliance is upstairs in the old, what do they call that building now? It used to be the Sun Bank, which is dating me. But they have a whole gallery in there too. I'm assuming
that's the 111 building.
111 building. Okay.
Yeah, that's where the Traders Market is.
Oh,
they're
yeah,
upstairs.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Have you been to Traders Market yet?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been yet. I heard that it's got some really neat stuff.
It's great. It's got a lot of local stuff as well. A lot of local vendors selling in there.
Oh, really? Well, that's good to know.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to hear that. And there's a lot of restaurants and places to stop and drink or have a beer or have breakfast. You've got you can stay there from sun up to sundown and beyond and never leave downtown Fort Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, you might leave that hay bale out there for people to rest on. When does the Christmas lights start going up? The holiday lights, when do they start going up downtown?
So December 5th is actually the Christmas parade. So they have their Main Street does their big event.
Sights
And that's another thing
sounds on Main Street.
Yeah. So actually we partner with Main Street for our Shop Small Saturday as well. And it's an American Express, who actually started Shop Small Saturday. So we partner with Main Street. Main Street is doing their Christmas parade on the 5th. They start out with church on the corner at I think 10 or 11. And then the parade actually starts at 4. And then after that, after the parade, they go and they light the Christmas tree, and then the downtown singing lights are on and so on and so forth.
So that's when everything will get lit up.
That's when it kicks off.
And there's usually, some stuff that's going on, like a little festival at the Sights and Sounds right before the parade begins too. I can remember, my kids are 27 and 28 now, and I can remember them sitting on my knees and watching the Christmas parade. It's always been a part of, because everybody gets all excited about it and comes out with their favorite Christmas shirts and sweaters if it's cool enough, and antlers or whatnot. And then you have all of those people that are marching in the parade, and all the community groups, and the fire engines, and the people running for office. But it's really a great kickoff to the holidays and the holiday events that are going on. But even this coming weekend, while you're listening to this show, they still have the historical haunted tour.
That is actually the ghost walk is
and Thursday, today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So by the time you're listening to this on the radio, it's over. So you're just gonna have to mark your calendar for next year.
That's right.
But there's usually something going on. There's art walk that happens third
Friday of every month.
Third Friday of every month. They used to do it on Wednesdays, but then they moved it to Fridays, which is a lot better for me. And there's a lot of galleries and artists and things that are downtown that people can walk from one place to another and enjoy. There's a whole aspect of different type of excitement, and depending on the season, that's the type of art they're showing, and they feature certain artists. And I know there's a new gallery that just opened in downtown too. I just saw something about a new gallery, 2 guys who just opened it. Do you remember that one? No? All right.
Sure. No,
Well,
but part of Art Walk that we've worked really hard over the last few years to include and to grow is the performance art aspect. And so we've really pushed to have live music out there, and that's something that Burl has worked with Main Street to collaborate on, and we hope to see back more during the season as well. We really like having the musicians on the corner and on the sidewalk for our different events.
And actually, I just spoke with the Arts and Cultural Alliance this morning, and they have more musicians that they're going to be putting out. So they said that this art walk coming up is going to be one of the biggest and the best.
That's great.
Yeah, so they have a lot of different artists. They have a lot of different musicians, and they have several that they're going to be out on the street. So that'll be fun.
We're definitely looking to invite all different types of artists, jugglers, magicians. The performance art is a really cool thing for us. So that's something that Sailfish is really excited about and wants to get behind in the art walk side of it.
and
So
then
if
of
there's
course,
any mimes out there, please contact me.
oh, mimes. I could do
Right?
that. I think I could do that. Yeah.
Frozen statues.
Ooh,
Yes. So who did you talk to at the Arts Alliance? Did you talk to a really good looking young man named Jake?
Yes, your son was
Yes,
at the
as a
meeting
matter of
today.
fact.
Yes, that's my son. That's the kid that used to sit on my knee and watch the parade.
Now, he was the one that said it was going to be the biggest and best.
Yeah.
Well, you can believe him because he doesn't make things up. Well,
That's
that's
awesome.
not true. He does. He's in the arts. What can I say? Just a little bit, Cliff says.
Oh, that's funny.
So a lot of fun things going on, and would really be remiss if we didn't talk about downtown Fort Pierce's longest running event, which would be Friday Fest, which is back, and I heard it was better than ever. I don't know. I don't go when it's hot because I don't like to sweat. But Friday Fest is back out there, and it's the first Friday of the month. And
Yeah,
there's
Main Street has been partnering a lot with Krabby's and Cobb's Landing for that event. So they definitely are looking forward to growing the event through season this year and having more developed kids areas and activities that are more family friendly, and bringing more new music to the scene.
That's awesome. So somebody asked me the other day, is Sailfish Brewing Company family friendly? And I don't think the thing about a brewing company or a brewery is it's got a whole different vibe than a bar does. It's totally family friendly. I think of babies in the bar. I think of that old line from Sweet Home Alabama, where she says, "You have a baby in a bar." But babies and little kids, you've got all those games and everything right out at Sailfish. And so you really frequently have a lot of families, like little family parties and reunions, because you have that whole outside area.
We're a very family friendly environment. It's comfortable, and there's a place for everyone to be able to relax, different styles of seating in different areas for the family to be able to spread out. But we're also a full restaurant too. You know, we have a full pizza kitchen, we have non-alcoholic beverages, lemonade, I mean, all things for kids specifically, in addition to people that just don't want to drink. That we have a lot of people that come in that don't even, that it's so weird for me to say this, but they're not even there for the beer. They came for the pizza. You know, it's true. We're a restaurant in addition to the brewery. So we're thankful to be able to offer a diverse amount of stuff to everyone.
Yeah. And you know, there are restaurants downtown. I mentioned Taco Dive earlier. The original Taco Dive is in downtown Fort Pierce. And it's still probably one of my favorites because it's got the bell by the door that you can ring it if you got great service. And just really downtown Fort Pierce, no matter how it grows, no matter how it changes, always has that homey, everybody is in it together type feel to it. So I love the fact that, you know, you've changed with the times with the pandemic and started the parklets. How are things going with the scooters?
They're back. I mean, it's, you know, it's a house divided. I will tell you that there are some of us that love the scooters, and I don't love them for everyone. For example, they are for 16 plus. You have to have a driver's license. Don't allow your child to use your driver's license, folks. They shouldn't be driving the scooters through downtown. But I personally ride the scooters a lot. I like them a lot. I like to keep my parking spot in the back once I get there in the morning. And I'll tell you, it's a great program. I love them. I just like the ability to go to City Hall or to go to Riverwalk Center so much. It's nice.
And to just bebop along on your scooter. So
I really just like enjoy the ride. Like it's a fun thing in the middle of your day to just go jump on the scooter.
So do you just get it for the whole day when you?
I don't know. You just rent it for like a couple minutes.
Okay.
It has like a timer on it that it automatically charges you like $10 in the beginning, or maybe it's $15 in the beginning, and then it eats off time slowly but surely.
And while it's a lot of fun for the 16 and plus crowd that
sure.
can drive more responsibly, I have been walking down the sidewalk of downtown Fort Pierce and been run off by, would you let your kid drive your car?
That is the house divided right there. There are a lot of people out there that unfortunately are not using them correctly and don't
And
let
then
their
I
kids-
see people who leave them in the middle of the sidewalk too,
yeah,
which is part of the
There is
house divided too.
part of the house divided. I do help pick them up though, because I do like the scooters, but no, I mean it. Yeah. Yes. House divided for sure.
So what else is coming downtown? What are looking ahead? What do we have to look forward to over the next year?
Girl.
Such as events.
Yeah, events, big things, little things, more parking, less parking, more stores.
So we have parking meters coming. So, and
Ooh.
yeah,
We have a house divided.
yes,
Okay.
it is. So we have that. But we do have parking in the garage and there are free parking available. So they're enforcing the 2-hour parking now. And we have kiosks coming.
Kiosks, where are they gonna go?
So they are going, I believe, by the PP Cobb building, one over by Dunkin' Donuts on 2nd Street, one at the House of Seven Gables.
Uh-huh. So
Taylor-
kiosks like you see in the mall, that kind of kiosk?
Yeah, so it's an informational kiosk, and they're very, very tall. They're hurricane proof, and they're working on them. I'm not sure when they're looking to be installed, but I think within the year.
Wow.
And they are informational. So you'll have the businesses on there. You'll have, locations. You can find what you're looking for if you're visiting. Taylor, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I apologize that we missed it before. We have the Firefighters Challenge, the World Firefighter Challenge.
Yeah.
And I would be so sad if I didn't mention that, because it is a huge deal coming to Fort Pierce. And that's going to be starting next week and go into the weekend. And it is actually going to be happening in downtown over at the Veterans Park, right down by the river, the Manatee Center and
By the Manatee
there.
Center.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we hosted, it was not the Worlds, but it was one of their championships, tournaments, competitions. I apologize for my lack of not knowing the correct name, but a couple years ago, and it had such success that when the venue pulled out last minute, Fort Pierce was the first place that they came to ask, if there was a possibility of being able to get in and get on the schedule, because of how much they enjoyed the town last time and how much the
That's good to
competitors did.
hear.
So it was great to hear, and we really look forward to hosting them again.
And,
Yeah,
and
so that
actually, I was going to mention the World Championship. One of the World Championship teams is the St. Lucie Fire District's
That's right.
team. So they're going to be defending their title.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. I had the people from the fire district in Little Feet auction on the show a couple weeks ago. So they were talking a little bit about that too. But I didn't realize what a big draw that was going to be, as far as not just people coming in to be part of the challenge, because there's fire district teams from all over that are coming in for the challenge, but also people coming to watch the firefighters compete. So
Absolutely. And there's supposed to be some a lot of footage on television too. So there should be a lot of placement for Fort Pierce as well, which is really nice, on a global scale, for Fort Pierce to receive that recognition, especially downtown.
yes, that's awesome. And I'm so proud of our local St. Lucie Fire District team, because they're not just young guys. There's a girl on the team, and there's some young guys, but there's some older guys too, because there's different individual competitions that they all can compete in, as well as different team championships. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And if I'm not mistaken, it's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's the 2nd through the 6th.
2nd through the 6th.
Yes.
Okay, so that is actually, let's see, that is Tuesday. So it's Tuesday through
Saturday.
Saturday. So
Yeah, Saturday is the last day when they're finishing up.
Mhm.
and then they're all
And
going
it's
to
over
stay
by-
for the beer mile.
Yeah. And I think it's over every day at like 6.
Okay, so
I
it's a
think they-
daytime event.
It is. So they like start, I think, first thing in the morning, and ends at 6 o'clock.
Awesome. So that's a nice thing about it too, is people can come and watch a little bit every day. Is there a cost to be a part to, well, obviously it's too late to enter, and unless you're a fire district, you really can't. But is there a cost to go watch?
No.
No, so it's free. So another great free downtown activity. So
Yeah.
do a little bit of patting yourselves on the back.
Absolutely.
Good. We're excited, and you know, we started off the show talking about the Sailfish Beer Mile, and that's November 7th, and that's the day after the Firefighter Challenge ends. If you haven't ever been and you don't want to register, you can come and watch that too. The athletes you'll be seeing won't be as high caliber as the Firefighter Challenge, but you will see those sailfish employees running with the catch of sailfish.
Right.
That's the sailfish tag. How did that tag get started, Taylor?
Oh man, I couldn't tell you. A couple
Couple
years
beers.
ago, we sat down and started working on. We had a lot more than a couple beers coming up with hashtags.
Yeah.
Over the time, you know.
Yeah.
No, it catches sailfish. It works perfectly.
It does. It does, especially because a lot of times you'll see the sailfish logos, and you'll see the sailfish apparel on boats, and you see the pictures that people are posting where they're sending pictures from Colorado or Key West or wherever, or my daughter's tagging her pictures from the DC area.
Wow.
So it's nice that, you know, and you've got just some of the merchandise behind you there in your office. You're storing it nicely.
Oh, yeah.
But it's nice to feel proud of your where you're from and what you're doing to change the community. And as far as downtown Fort Pierce, I remember a day back in the day when Harbor Federal was still around, and it was in downtown Fort Pierce on 2nd Street, and they still had limited parking, and there was so few limited parking spaces that there wasn't really room for Fort Pierce to grow. And things have changed so much so that, you know, since then did you say there were 3 parking garages? No, 2, right?
2.
2, okay.
That's 2.
Yeah, because I was thinking she may have said more than, I'm like, I know where 2 of them are. And whether you're coming to holiday shop for Small Business Saturday, or you're coming out for the Firefighters Challenge, or you're coming out for the Sailfish Beer Mile, or you're just coming out for a night on the town, you know, at the Sunrise and for dinner, there's the parking garage that's on 2nd Street, that's by just south of the Sunrise Theater. And then there's the one that's over by City Hall, and they're both free. They're completely free. So, yeah, so we shouldn't be so angry about the metered parking that's close in, because there are a lot of free options around us.
There is, and we guide you to those free parking spots as well. So if you have to, like if you're getting your hair cut and then you want to go get something to eat after, obviously, but I think that the parking meters, you'll be able to, they'll be affordable. And you don't, right now they're doing 2-hour parking. So it's better than 2-hour parking actually.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's like going into the next century,
Phase.
you know, yeah, yeah.
The next
it's moving
phase.
on. Yes, yes. And you know what, Brill, I know that you are Notions and Potions and you have all sorts of fun gift stuff. I was talking about some of your holiday stuff, but you know, your main thing is candles.
It is.
So we just have just another minute or two. We've talked about Taylor's beer, which she has a lot of different flavors. Let's talk a little bit about your candles.
So we actually have a candle bar where you can book parties of 4 or more right now and create your own fragrance. You create your own fragrance, you name it, you create your own label for it, and then we keep it on file for you so that if you ever want to recreate it, you can. I keep them, I have them from 2-3 years ago. People still call me to create their own fragrance, and it's yours.
Do you suggest to them the different scents that they can put in? Because not everybody would necessarily know what scents go together, right?
I am actually your candle specialist for that time. Yes.
How does one become a candle specialist? Is this like something you have aspired to?
Oh no, it's called trial and error.
Oh no, she's freezing.
Oh no.
We're all freezing.
Okay.
Okay, we're almost done with the show. Taylor Hacker and Beryl Muse have been my guests. We've been talking about downtown Fort Pierce, and remember the Sailfish Beer Mile is on November 7th. There's a lot of other fun things that are coming up, and we talked about those. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next week with more. Bye.
Wow, the Sue Ellen Sanders Show. Go to WPSL.com, click on programming schedule, look on the weekends, and you'll find Sue Ellen Sanders all over the place. And her guest, the Sailfish Brewery. Way to go. All righty. Thank you for such a great show today. All right, this is WPSL Port St. Lucie, the talk of the Treasure Coast on Google Home, Alexa, and the TuneIn app on your smartphone.